Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So today's reading is section number 4, and we're asking, what do we need to give up? What do we need to give up? 3 cards on what we need to give up. This is a part of the generational wealth spread. Section 1, because this is a 5-part series of the generational wealth spread. If this is the first video that you're catching, there are a total of 6 in this series. I thought there would be more, but it turned out to be 6. So what do we need to give up? One more, please. In this generational wealth spread, the first part of the series, we talked about what are the blessings that you inherited from your family line. Thank you. And with the blessings, I separated that one into the maternal line, your mother's line, and your father's line. So that's why there are 2 sections to 2 parts to that section, so that you know the blessings you have received from your mother's side and your father's side. So that was part 1. Then we went on to the blocks that you have received, inherited from your family line. And the blocks are necessary to know, because when it comes to creating, sustaining, obtaining generational wealth, it's vital, yes, to know the blessings you have inherited from your mother's line, your father's line, but it's as equally valuable to know what blockages could be preventing or be an obstacle to you obtaining, maintaining, sustaining generational wealth, acquiring for some of you. And so that was section number 2 of this series on generational wealth. Then we did section 3 of this video. And in section 3, we talked about what would it take to get you on the path to healing. Because sometimes there's blockages. What are we doing? What do we need to give up? Tarot cards on what we need to give up. Group number 1, what do we need to give up? Thank you. Group number 2, please. What do we need to give up? Thank you. What do we need to give up? Thank you. And I feel those. And group number 3, please. What do they need to? Okay. Anything else for group 3? What do they need to give up? Okay. So I was saying in section 3, we talked about what is the path to healing. And this is an important section as well, because on the journey of generational wealth, sometimes there are things that need to be healed that are the blocks on your journey to generational wealth, right? So once you're more aware of what needs to be healed, you can then remove that as a block or an obstacle on your journey of generational wealth. So that was section 3. Check that one out as well. Now we're moving on to section 4 of this spread, and there's only one more after this. This is what we need to give up. Sometimes there are things that we embark on, have been made privy to, indulge in. For some of us, have been programmed with on this journey, right? And so now we're going to find what it is that we need to give up. Okay? That's this section of the reading. So let's get into what is it you need to give up. In this generational wealth spread, okay? Okay. Let's get some, no, I'm going to take a few more. And it's important to know or be more aware about things you may not be aware that are happening subconsciously. This is more of what this is going to tell you with this things that what you need to, I always want to say it the right way, what you need to give up. More likely than not, but take it as it resonates. These are going to be things that are in the subconscious, underlying that you may not be aware of. Some of you may be aware of it, but this will be clarity and confirmation of that. What do they need to give up? What do you need to? This one. Okay. Okay, do I want any more? Let's see. Yeah, let's do the crystals. What crystals could assist us with amplifying the energy of self when it comes to what we need to give up? Group 1, please. What we need to give up. Thank you. Group number 2, please. What crystal could they use when it comes to amplifying their energy? Okay. And group 3, please. What crystal? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to decide, do I want more for these messages? Group 1, what do they need to give up? This one, that one. What do they need to give up? Group 1. What do they need to give up? Group 2. You better not do that. Okay. Okay. So let me introduce you to the 3 piles. What do they need to give up? Thank you. One more. We gotta take one from the shaman's deck. What do they need to give up? Group number 2. Thank you. Group number 3. Okay. These will be used as the clarifiers in case we need to clarify anything. So we need to give up group number 1. What do we need to give up? Thank you. Group 2, what do we need to give up? Generational wealth spread. What do we need to give up? Group 2. Group 2. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So let's get into the messages. Well, let me introduce you to the three piles first. So, group number 1, your key card, key energy, key focus is the shadow. Trials and tribulations, the shadow. This is what that looks like. You can choose by the number, which is 18, or the phrase, the shadow, trials, and tribulations, or allow the image to guide your intuition. Okay? And this is what it looks like. Group number 2, your key card, key focus, key energy. I picked it up and it was in reverse. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to take it in reverse, but this is what it looks like upright. And it says card 31. The phrase is Father of Water, balance and harmony. And this is what the image looks like. Okay? It's in the reverse, so I'm going to take it that way. And group 3, you have altar of water with love overflowing, and the number is 27. Love overflowing, altar of water. This is the image, and the number is 27. Group 2, your number was 31, if I didn't say it. It's Father of Water with balance and harmony in the reverse. Okay? And then the shadow for group number 1, trials and tribulations, and the number is 18. Okay? So let's get into your reading. Hold for me a second. Okay. So group number 1, your key card, key focus, key energy is the Father, is the shadow with trials and tribulations. You also have forgiveness, patience, rejection. You have stone people with knowing. You also have rattle with disperse, and medicine bag with treasure. Magnanimous me, pick up after yourself. Clairvoyance, death is an illusion. It was in the reverse. I don't know. Tiwas with commitment. Your crystal is the petalite. The Scots pine. Air spirit with knowledge. Daughter of the phoenix. Meditation. Take note of intuitive messages. The green man with synergy. Initiation. Your tarot cards are the Three of Pentacles, the World, the Justice, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay? And then you have feeling bad about yourself. Okay, so group number 1, section 4 of your generational wealth spread talks about the shadow. And we're speaking about the things you need to give up. What do you need to give up, right? And so for many of you, what you're giving up is moving in the shadows. Take it as it resonates. For some of you, okay, I'm getting this in a multitude of ways. Moving in the shadows. So I feel like this is a cross watcher. But I'm gonna give you the messages as I'm receiving them. So I feel like, and I'm gonna give you both. Someone is always in their shadow aspects, moving in their shadow self. Always willing to dare I say it, be dishonest and or deceptive. These are shadow aspects of yourself. And so we're keeping it real today, right? This is things that are coming up possibly from your subconscious that you're not even aware of, okay? You subconsciously tend to gravitate towards your shadow aspects. Take it as it resonates. If this isn't for you, then it's not for you. But whomever this is, it's like you relish in the trials and the tribulations. And this is something you need to give up. So it's like subconsciously you may want to take this time to reflect on any illusions. Not taking okay, that's for some of you, right? Now, there's another aspect of this where you're dealing with people that are constantly in their shadow. And this is what you need to give up. Take it as it resonates. Whether you recognize that you're a person that is constantly moving in the shadow aspects of self, or you're recognizing that you have a lot of trials and tribulations because you deal with people that tend to gravitate more towards their shadow self, that are okay with dishonesty and deception. Because group 1, there's an uncertainty that's in the air around you. And I get that because we have the rattle here with disperse. So there's something you need to disperse around you. This is what you need to give up. Dispersing, having shadowy people, dealing with shadowy energies is how I'll say that. And for those of you who are in your shadow self the majority of the time, you need to disperse that energy within you. But for those of you who are dealing with people that just gravitate towards uncertainty, that gravitate towards deception, it's time for you to trust your intuition. When I get with this clairvoyance card, I'm getting, when they show you who they are, believe them. What you need to give up is being magnanimous. And magnanimous is you basically like wanting to see the good in people. Even though you know you're a very powerful being, it's like because you're magnanimous, you feel that others are the same, but actually you're dealing with people that don't mind their shadowy aspects, that don't mind the deception. And it's time for you to let those cycles end and allow the judgment, the justice, the scales to be balanced. You have invested a lot of time in balancing out your shadow, right? Now you have to allow for others by cutting them off, ending certain cycles, instead of continuing to collaborate and work with them because you are magnanimous. You need to give that up and continue to work on yourself. Even if that means you're working and mastering, even if that means you're mastering as you have mastered self, and even if that means you are working alone, that's only for a period of time. Those who you can collaborate and cooperate with will come into your energy once you make space for them by ending certain cycles. Okay, now for those of you who recognize that you're in your shadow self, some of your shadow is because you feel bad about yourself, whether and this can go in two ways as well. Some of you feel bad about yourself because you're spending time with people that don't want your light to shine, that are not magnanimous, that have a low vibration. They love the shadows, and you bringing your light around. Okay, yes, they'll use the light for what they need it for, but they like the light because it casts a shadow. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't have a shadow without having a light. So it's like they like being the shadow. So what you want to connect with is spending more time with people who are kind to you. What you need to give up is spending more time with the shadowy aspects of self and with the shadowy aspects of people who are in their shadowy aspects, is what I was going to say. This, for many of you, is going to take you being very patient of yourself as you're coming into this knowledge and this awareness. For some of you, it's subconscious. It's subconsciously programmed in you to gravitate towards a certain sect of people that like shadows. Many of you are coming into the knowledge that the people you gravitate to create emotional distress. Some of you are allowing yourself to emotionally distress yourself because because you're not meditating and taking in those intuitive messages that are coming into you. Again, with this clairvoyance, you have to trust your intuition about who's in their shadow aspects. I get it. Most of you, group number 1, it's like, what do you need to give up? You don't like to give up on people. And I get that because it's like we all have a shadow. We all have ego. We all have growth that needs to happen. The thing is about this, group number 1, and I'm getting that it's not in a selfish aspect. You can't give to others if your cup is empty. So if they're constantly depleting you because they're speaking ill, sending evil eye because something good has happened to you, or you're in a happy-go-lucky vibration, then that can distort your own energy. So it's time for you to offer forgiveness to yourself for the things you say to yourself and the things you've allowed others who are in their shadow to say to you as well. Some of you have a very loud inner critic. And so when your inner critic is loud, it attracts those people that will also be very critical of you. Forgive yourself and now be more magnanimous to self, more caring, more trusting of your intuition. Many of you, you become very critical of self whenever you're going through trials and tribulations. That's a part of your shadow, something you may not have been subconsciously aware about. And the shadow aspects of self have a funny way of just popping up. So some of you are being encouraged to do some shadow work. Take this time to go into meditation to allow what needs to come up from the shadows so that you can let it go. We're speaking of what you need to give up. You're going to know that by going into meditation and setting the intention for what it is that you need to let go of. Allow your shadow to fully come forth and show you. Even this meditation card has a very shadowy aspect, but there's always the light that's swirling around you. So there'll be a light shed so that your shadow can appear. And so you can see the shadowy aspects of self. This is going to greatly assist you because as you're able to see more clearly the shadowy aspects of self, you'll be able to see when others are approaching you and they're more in their shadow energies as well. You'll be more able to tap into that intuitive side of self. When something feels off, you'll know it. When you see it in your mind's eye, clairvoyance, trust that. Trust that you are interpreting the energy and let go of doubting that what you're seeing, what you're knowing, isn't that. For some of you, being rejected is a part of your shadow aspects, group number 1. Whenever you feel rejected and take it as it resonates, this doesn't have to be necessarily for a relationship. Some of you don't like to be rejected for jobs, rejected from whatever, ... right? Subconsciously, your shadow has a problem when it comes to rejection. Be patient with yourself as you're coming into this knowledge, but it is definitely time to learn this spiritual lesson and pick up after yourself. When you're seeing the shadow aspects come up because for whatever reason you were rejected in some way, shape, or form, trust your intuition. Your inner voice is screaming right now to get your attention. It's screaming because many of you have been very diligent, or you're being encouraged to be diligent about doing your shadow work, about developing the skill of discerning your shadow aspects. Having a long-term view, not just looking at the surface or the short term. But again, making that investment in yourself to gain more truth and clarity. What you need to let go of is the cycle of not feeling fulfilled within self, letting go of not celebrating life. And the celebration of life comes by not forcing your shadow away, but recognizing it and allowing those shadowy aspects to come to the surface. Not being afraid of your shadow, not being afraid of other shadows, but be willing to give up moving so much in the shadowy aspects. There's a need for balance there. And even balance within those that you cooperate with, that they're on the same page as you when it comes to teamwork. Because if you're in your shadow and they're in their shadow, then that just makes for a whole lot of darkness. The balance is some being aware of their shadow and knowing how to balance it with their light. That's the teamwork that makes the dream work. That's what allows the building of something that is balanced, just, fair, that keeps down needing to let go of any trials and tribulations that can occur, constantly having dispersed negative energy. Finding a way to have synergy of your light and your dark. How do all things play a part in it? Instead of allowing your shadow to take over, being in shadow, connecting with people that are also in shadowy energy, how does it all play a part in it? Not being committed to recognizing your shadowy attributes or seeing those shadowy attributes in others. Be aware, group number 1, of how you project fear in relationships, how you project fear in conversation, and even when it comes to negotiations, because this 3 of Pentacles here is giving me negotiations. So the things that you stuff down in your subconscious mind and you're refusing to acknowledge, that's what you need to give up. Suppressing, not being suppressed anymore. Give up not dealing with your shadow self. Instead, let's dive head first into creative pursuits, because this 3 of Pentacles is giving me negotiations, creative negotiations, letting certain cycles go, cycles of fear, cycles of projection, cycles of refusing to check in with your subconscious mind. Because if you're feeling bad about yourself, you can't project this onto others. And this could be that block when it comes to creating generational wealth. Remember, there are negotiations on the table. So what do you need to give up? Not recognizing when you're projecting fear in the business relationship or in the conversation or in the negotiation. Daughter of the Phoenix, let's see. I'm just taking a minute with your message because I'm going to go to the next level and again find out about this initiation. I feel like this initiation is related to this 3 of Pentacles with some type of negotiations coming forth for you, group number 1. Something that could assist you when it comes to moving towards generational wealth. This could be very present energy for some of you. And I get this because you have the Daughter of the Phoenix here. So you guys are rising in energy. Your soul is ready to spread its wings. It's time for you to sort through your innermost self. What is it that you're holding on to, that you have as a possession within self, that's creating a bigger shadow? What is it? What is the fear? What is that thing that's coming up from your shadow? It's time, because your soul is urging you on this path of purification. And this initiation, it's by celestial fire. Do you see how this fire is swirling around you in this meditation? So it's time for you to go within, do the meditation, seek what's in the shadow, because this is an opportunity to let go of that which you do not wish to take into your new life as you prepare to move into a higher level of consciousness. For some of you, what you need to give up, there are some old habits, some stuck emotions, and some stagnant energy that do not belong in your new cycle of life. I get this energy that many of you are moving into this generational wealth. There's this soul radiance that's happening for you. And as this is occurring, it's like you got to make space. Clearing out your subconscious will allow more light. And the light here is the wisdom, where you're able to feel your intuition more. This is a moon card. Even the moon has its own light. Even when you go into the new moon and there's and you can't see the moon in the sky, there's still intuitive messages that are occurring, right? That is that time where you're setting the intentions. So the intentions is the new moon, the new phase. You're moving into this new phase. There are many intuitive messages that are coming forth for you. It's time for you to take note of those intuitive messages, but it's going to take making space. The moon goes through cycles and phases. You're going through phases at this time. In order to make room for this new phase that's occurring for you, you're gonna have to clear out some space of some old habits, things that you don't want to take with you as you're constructing this generational wealth. The Scots Pine speaks of construction and the things that you're building. So some of you, you're building a house of generational wealth. And I get like this is a house where it's not just for you. You're going to be able to like pass this house on to others. And this is metaphorically speaking, but it could also be literally speaking as well. What is it you're building? What is it you're constructing? You don't have space to have the wrong tools when you're constructing. Are you building the life you want, or do you feel dissatisfied because something is not working out the way you like? Look beyond the day-to-day difficulties to gain a clearer view of where and how you need to make changes, okay? So group number one, that has been, oh, no. I did say I would check on this initiation and find out. Card number 16 for group one, what is the initiation? Can you clarify this initiation for group number one? Please and thank you. Okay. What is this initiation for group number one? Okay. Initiation, please. Group number one, clarify the initiation. Okay, I got one card, and it's about you being the high priestess. You're being initiated into higher wisdom, a higher level of consciousness is what I'm getting. More divine secrets are being revealed to you. So some of this is going to make you more aware of your shadow aspects and how to maneuver with your light and your shadow. If you look at this card, that is your key focus. There's a white wolf here and a black one. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but a black wolf here and a white one there. And even the moon phases, you see how you see the darkness of the moon, but then there's light. Here, darkness of the moon, but then there's light. And then you have the moon here with all of its phases. From the new moon to the waning moon, the waxing moon, half moon, and a full moon. So there are intuitive messages that are coming to you. Many of you are being initiated into this sacred wisdom, higher level of consciousness, high priestess. For some of you, your clairs are coming online. You're going to gain greater clarity with what it is that you see in the spiritual realm. Able to trust the interpretations that you are receiving with the messages that are coming to you. Okay? So your crystal is the Pedialyte. This crystal helps to magnify your energy so that you're able to heal self. For some of you, heal others, because this is a crystal that a lot of shamans use. So some of you may be coming into the wisdom that you are a healer, that you have divinely guided wisdom. And this crystal assists you with being able to provide a safe environment. It was used by shamans to assist them in providing a safe environment when they're exploring the spiritual plane. Many of you are exploring the spiritual plane. This crystal assists you with magnifying your vibration so that it's a higher vibration, and it's excellent to use during deep meditation. It can help you to reach back into time to heal old family wounds and trauma. Okay? And for some of you, these old family wounds and traumas, death is an illusion, is what this is saying. You know what? Let's go into that a little bit. What do they need to know about this death being an illusion? Because it's like a transition. They're just in another form of energy. Clarify, death is an illusion. Wait, let's try that again. Death is an illusion for group number 1. Give me clarity. Death is an illusion. What do they need to know about this? Why is this here for the collective? Death is an illusion. Thank you. Okay. Four of Pentacles and the Chariot. I get this. It's like you don't have to try so tightly to hold on, because they're always with you. Energy is constantly moving, so balance out like your emotions, and you'll be able to know, like if there's a message that needs to come forth, you'll know if you're not holding on to the feeling of loss or sadness or even the feeling of lack. This Four of Pentacles sometimes gives me lack because you're holding on to every penny or everything you felt was valuable or everyone because you feel like you don't have enough. When really things are always moving, Chariot style. And energy is just transitioning into another form. Okay? But you have this deep knowing, group number 1. And so what you need to give up, I'm getting, is holding on so tightly to what it is you've known in the past and being open to moving forward to the new energy that's coming forth, to the new knowing, the new wisdom. You have knowing here, you have High Priestess here, okay? Which came with this initiation. Card number 16, 1 and 6, a new beginning that brings balance and harmony, especially on a spiritual level. Okay, group number 1. So that's your message in this generational wealth spread about what it is that you need to give up, okay? Okay, group number 2. You have the Father of Water in reverse. You also have abundance. You have wild. You have upper world with future. Offerings with wealth. Feathers with restoration. Brand spanking new. You have sacred purpose, go with the flow, friendship, support, fun, and unity. You have learn from your mistakes. The Yao, I think this deck might have been in reverse when I picked it up. The Yao, I'm sorry. Yao is the word, but the rune is Iwa, the Iwar's rune. Your crystal is the Amazonite. You have the apple. Reflection pool with stillness. Veil of shadows. Divine wisdom. Hunter with track down your fears and desires. Fairies with earth magic. And transformation. Okay. You also have cherish yourself and boundaries. And then your tarot cards are, what the, oh, okay. The King of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Strength card, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. Can you see that? Okay, group number 2. Your key card, key focus, key energy is the Father of Water. But by it being in reverse, what it is you need to give up, this card in reverse is asking you, where is your empathy? It's saying, yes, you have been hurt, but having the walls up is hurting you even more. So just because you turn a blind eye to your issue and your problems doesn't mean that it's going to go away. Where is your empathy? So what I'm going to do, gosh, I don't have my other phone over here. I was going to look up the definition of empathy for you. Because it's like some of you are out of balance. You're out of harmony with self. Not trusting your instincts because you have been hurt. And it's creating an imbalance between your head, your heart, and your spirit. Between your conscious and your unconscious. Group number 1, what you need to give up is not giving yourself permission to feel your emotions fully and completely. Give up acting out in tantrums or in rage because it's not healthy for you or your loved ones. The answer is not more control. The answer is doing the spiritual healing work. For many of you, this spiritual healing work is a part of your sacred purpose. Now, not having a tantrum, I mean, that's one way to get it out, right? Not pushing it down. If you feel the rage, feel the rage. Some would disagree with this. I'm going to say take it as it resonates. But for some of you, maybe there's a better way to channel your rage. Finding a better way to not having a tantrum. It's like you may want to give up this wild side of you where you just go wild and find a way to go with the flow. For some of you, this, whenever you're in fear, you may find the need to like act out, but it's time for you to let that go and cherish yourself. Instead of having a rage when someone is crossing your boundaries or when you feel like someone's taking advantage of you, so that you're not feeling any regret, another way, a healthier way, would be to set boundaries. Once you know clearly what your boundaries are with people, then you don't have to be in regret because you raged out at them or you just had to let them, go ham with it. Because for you, group number 2, what I'm getting is like, after you have a tantrum or you rage out, you're the one that feels bad about it, and then you're stuck in your head about it, right? You're feeling all tied up because you start having these negative thoughts, and then you feel entrapped with those thoughts. But letting go of not having clear boundaries and letting go of throwing the tantrums, your declaration is, I embrace my feelings and allow myself emotional harmony. So by knowing your boundaries and setting clear boundaries, this will help you dissipate that energy of needing to feel enraged or to lash out or to throw a tantrum. This Father of Water gives me King of Cups energy, and a King of Cups in reverse is someone that doesn't feel their emotions, someone who's pushing down their emotions. It's time for you guys to have a transformation. This is some divine wisdom that's coming forth for you about your shadowy aspects, veil of shadows. It's like some of you may not recognize that that is a part of your shadow. That's funny. Group number 1, their key cards. So you may be, you may want to listen to group 1 as well, because they had something about the shadow for their reading. But for you, group number 2, it's like not being afraid of your shadow. Because in the spiritual realm, all things serve. The shadow as well as the light, right? So some of you, I get this energy that you always want to focus on just the light. So you'll suppress when your shadow is trying to show you things, and then all of a sudden you blow up or you rage out instead of setting healthy boundaries. For some of you, this can be challenging because it can feel extremely uncomfortable to visit and consciously engage with those aspects of your personality where you're not really setting clear boundaries. And for some of you, you may even have shadowy aspects of where you're not loving self. You know that you're a natural leader. You know that you're a visionary. You know that you're an entrepreneur. You can see the big picture, right? However, there are shadowy aspects, group number 2, of what you need to give up when it comes to overcoming challenges. Still having the courage to go into the shadows and tap into that inner strength to show yourself compassion enough to explore the shadow aspects of yourself, because in the shadow there is some divine wisdom that's there for you. For many of you, this is a part of what's going to bring in that abundance for generational wealth for you. It's also what allows you to tap into recognizing in the present moment what's occurring so you can create a more abundant future for yourself and for those connections that you have, where you're connecting with those that will support you, where there is unity, where you can have fun and just enjoy life and others. It's time for you to really cherish yourself. Make an effort to prioritize your self-care. This is a part of your transformation, and what you need to let go, what you need to give up is not prioritizing yourself, not prioritizing self-care, and then feeling bad because you didn't prioritize yourself, others felt like they could take advantage of it. But then you're going to let them know, but in the way that you let them know, it's like you rage out on them. And I'm not saying it's not deserved, because sometimes you just got to let them know. If they couldn't see your kindness and they took it for a weakness, some of you feel bad when you rage out. So instead of having to go into a rage, if it makes you feel bad, then it's time for you to set clear boundaries. This will assist you with that. For many of you, you're getting ready to come into some wealth and abundance. And I mean wealth in a multitude of ways. This is going to set for your future generations, future here. You're going to be able to set them up. It's a part of your sacred purpose. When I spoke of the blessings that you've inherited, one of the proverbs that came through on that was where is it? A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's. Proverbs 13:22. For many of you, this is a part of your sacred purpose. It's why you came. But it's time for you to now shed that old skin, have this transformation of making an effort to prioritize your self-care. You're very career focused. You're very focused on creating a better future for those that are to come. In this present moment, though, don't forget to take care of self so that you're able to be in the healthiest state of mind, heart, and body to enjoy the wealth. Being more able to go with the flow. So learn from your mistakes, okay? When you have this transformation, many of you will feel brand spanking new. Some of you rage out and you just cut everything and everyone off, and then you start brand new. Not saying that's good or bad. You have to decide if that's for you. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you may need to take the mistakes that you've had and build on top of that so that it becomes something new. Okay? I think that's everything for yours. Group number 2. Let's see, with the apple here, you also have and I was going to say, as you're coming into this wealth and this abundance, the apple is also saying be generous. Don't forget to share with others when you come into this wealth. Look, you have wealth, you'll have plenty to share with others, and abundance. As you're coming into this wealth and abundance, don't forget to take care of your needs, prioritizing yourself, as well as setting boundaries. Because when there's wealth and abundance, yes, you will have those that just want to leech. But how you will keep yourself from becoming enraged and having to blow up at them because they always got their hand out is by setting boundaries about what it is that you're willing to share without being resentful about. Be generous, because having that energy of generosity then allows that abundance and prosperity to continuously flow for you as well. But don't ever have any sadness or regret about setting clear boundaries with people when their behavior is unacceptable. If it's unacceptable, it's okay to nip that in the bud. so that you don't have to rage out on them and blow up at them later. And with this being the King of Wands here, it's like, I just heard y'all to burn the whole damn thing to the ground. Fire energy here. But you don't have to burn it down. Setting the clear boundaries. You are a natural leader. So when someone's behavior is unacceptable, set that boundary. There is something that is being restored here for you, group number 2. Be okay with allowing your subtle power of persuasion to assist you with setting clear boundaries. You don't have to rage up to get your point across. You can allow the subtlety of it all and still be very strong with what it is that you're saying. Still be a very natural leader without the rage. Okay? So, and I'm going to take that note as well, because, you know, sometimes you do just want to pop off on a mofo like, bruh, I don't let you cross this line this many times. And now you, how does it go? You give a person an inch, they want to take a mile. And then you want to end up putting your foot in their behind a whole mile back. Well, that's not how we're going about it, group number 2. You're a natural leader. Let your subtle power of persuasion and compassion speak for you, okay? So, when you need to have time to self, go ahead and let things get still around you. You don't always have to have all of the moving parts. It's okay to take time to self, to connect with earth energy, to ground yourself, to be by the water, to help you become more clear, have clarity on what it is, what you need to give up, okay? Getting into that stillness and tapping into the earth magic. Okay? And some of you have fairy energy around you. These little lights here look like fairies, and there's one here. Okay, group 2. So that has been, and then I get this energy with the wings here with the feathers. Okay? But that has been your message, group number 2, on what, for this generational wealth spread, on what you need to give up, okay? Give up not cherishing yourself. Give up not setting boundaries when people's behavior is unacceptable. Okay? And give up not being afraid of your shadow. Give up being afraid of your shadow. It's only there to show you when there's something you may want to take a closer look at. Okay? Also, I get with the Yao card here, or the Iwas, some of you feel like you always have to do things alone. You're the leader, so you have to take charge. But you may want to give that up by knowing when to set clear boundaries, because there are others that wish to support you in your goals, in your vision. You're a visionary, group 2. You guys are visionaries. And there are others that want to unite with you. And by having clear boundaries, it will make it that much more easier. Okay? And don't forget to prioritize yourself in whatever way makes you feel cared for, okay? Your crystal was the Amazonite. Beautiful crystal. It helps with electromagnetic energies. Some of you may be feeling bogged down, and this bogs down your emotions. Whenever there's a lot of electromagnetic frequencies in the air, we have them all around us. Microwaves, cell phones, cell towers. Your car has Bluetooth and OnStar and all these things. You're constantly in electromagnetic frequencies around you, swarming around you. And so that's why sometimes you guys may feel this need to go out into nature, to get still, to be by a body of water and meditate with an Amazonite crystal. This will allow you to connect back with your heart chakra so that you're able to take care of yourself, your needs, and the Amazonite magnifies the energy, which allows you to see and speak your truth without raging, okay? And without any static from everyday life drowning you out, okay, group 2? So that has been your reading. Group 3, you chose Altar of Water as your key card, key focus, key energy. You also have self-sabotage, you have maturity, you have the Gardener, you have the Rainbow Reviver, sexuality, and yin and yang. You also have crystals with amplification, loud and clear, bright heart light with open connections, give without expectation, the Uruz rune with strength. Your crystal is the rhodochrosite. You have the Monterey pine. You also have beauty. You have refuge. You also have Mother Fierce, nurturing, Shield Maiden with make plans and focus, instinct, and Lotus Flower with unfoldment. You have the I Am Presence and reopen the lines of communication. Interesting. Your tarot cards are the Death card, well, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Death card, okay? Okay. Group number 3. When it comes to what it is you need to give up, especially as far as generational wealth, group number 3 is self-sabotage. Sabotaging yourself when it comes to your endeavors. This could be a subconscious trait that many of you are not aware of, and that's why it's coming up now, so that you can become more aware of it and let it go. And I feel like many of you have done the work, but if you're not aware of it, then this is a subconscious trait. Go into that shadowy aspect of yourself, get grounded with the Earth Star Chakra card here, and nurture yourself. You're also being nurtured spiritually as you let go of anything where you sabotage yourself. For some of you, this self-sabotage is coming when it comes to more so your partnerships, is what I'm getting. But there is love that is overflowing for you, group number 3, in the spiritual, and I'm getting in the physical. But are you open to receiving the love? Card number 27. Are you ready to end the cycle of not loving self, ending the cycle of not receiving love? Because that's what you need to give up. There is divine love, romantic love, communal love, love of every kind that's pouring in for you right now, group number 3. Especially also with Mother Fierce here, This is like divine mother energy. This is that caring, compassion, nurturing energy. It's like Empress, divine feminine energy is what I'm getting there. And with Mother Fierce, this is letting you know that nothing can penetrate and that you're safe. Your safety is assured. Even in the midst of any apparent challenge or threat, no matter how frightening it may seem, and no matter how insecure you might feel about taking a step on your spiritual path into more power, know that you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved. You are nurtured. You are cared for. It's time for you to give up not trusting your instincts. Give up not trusting your instincts, because that's a part of this self-sabotage. You guys are on this path and you are becoming more spiritually mature. And if you weren't ready, then you wouldn't be given this opportunity. It's like the divine recognizes that you put in the work, but you're not trusting it. And it's time for you to balance that out, your masculine and your feminine. There is something, group number 3, that is unfolding for you at this time. Be able to tap into your I am presence, because the divine is hearing you loud and clear. Know that you have the strength to accomplish what it is that you're wanting to accomplish. For some of you, you may be missing someone and you want to contact them again. For some of you, I also get this energy that some of you may not want to open the lines of communication, but I don't know. This card came out here for a reason. There's someone that's missing you, and you're going to have to trust your instincts about it. Take it as it resonates. With this elephant being here, it's like someone remembers you. An elephant has a memory that is very long lasting. They don't forget people, faces, energy often. The elephant also gives me Ganesh energy. And so it's like there's something that's being opened for you. Or it's time for you to reopen the lines of communication. For some of you, these lines of communication are you connecting with the divine here. There is a line when you speak, you have a frequency, a vibration. When you say I am, that is a line of communication, because whatever comes behind that ... I am ... that's communicating. You're communicating with the universe, with God, the Most High, your ancestors, whatever you're saying. You're also communicating with yourself and every cell of your body. So what are you saying? What is the communication? It's time for many of you to reopen the lines of communication with yourself, with that inner critic that's telling you, no, you can't have that. No, you haven't put in enough work. No. Trust your instincts. This is what you need to let go of. Any illusion. The illusion that you're not in your purpose for some of you, because you're constantly searching for your purpose. For some of you, the crystals do help you. Now, I heard someone say, all you need is yourself. That is absolutely true. I was going to make this a separate video, but I guess it's coming up now. Listen, all you need is yourself and your self-awareness, awareness of self. However, in context,